Welcome or welcome back. My name is Jillian and this is Simply Budgets. Today we're going to be doing my paycheck bill tracker for my paycheck coming in on January 11th. That would be my pay. So we'll just jump right into it. So we had done one for my husband's paycheck last week, and now we will do one for my pay coming up tomorrow. Actually, I'm a little late getting this done. I usually like to have it done earlier in the week, but we'll move ahead with doing it today. All right, so January 11th is going to be the pay date. And it will be my paycheck. And I looked up, so for my job, they actually will show you your pay stub on the Monday prior to your payday. So on Monday, I was able to log on and see my pay stub. So I know how much I'm going to get paid tomorrow. So the nice thing is I don't have to wait to plan. Usually I have this done up on the weekend, so I'm not really sure of what my numbers are, and I do have my total, so I am going to write it in. It is less than what I was expecting, but I forgot that some of the deductions that they usually take off had stopped for the last couple months of the year last year. My job, they stop taking, I think once you hit a max contribution for things like WCB, EI, which is our employment insurance here in Canada, once you hit your max contribution for the year, they stop taking that. So if you've worked a lot of overtime, you might hit that sooner than some other people. So I think that as of September, some of those things had been not taken off of my pay. So I was expecting 22, 25. So it's not that much less, but it is a bit lower than what I was expecting. So we will go through and I'll write out the bills and things like that that are going to come out, and we'll just kind of make a plan from there. So the very first thing that would come out would be on Friday. We have our loan payment that will come out on the 12th, and it'll be $117.40. And I know that the actual amount of that is going to be $117.40. None of these bills actually will be less than what I write down or more, because they are our recurring bills. So they don't fluctuate. So next we have mortgage on the 12th, and that's $218.91. I mean, really, I could just write it in the actual instead of writing it in what is budgeted, but I'll fill it out. Our Home Depot card is also on the 12th, and it is $70. We pay that weekly. While it is no interest, no payments, we kind of just treat it like a bill payment, not as if it's on a credit card, because that was for our dishwasher and our stand-up freezer that we had financed on our Home Depot card. People can say what they want about it, that, shouldn't put things on your credit card, but we looked at that we were basically financing it. We were using somebody else's money at 0% interest with a full intention of paying it off before interest became due. So it enabled us to get the appliances that we needed without having the initial burden of the cost up front. There's actually a couple things on my list that I have accounted for that I'm not going to include, as I have since canceled those. Like, I've got Stars, PBS, and AMC. I have a list off to the side that I'm looking at. And I've actually canceled those, so I'm not going to include them, but we did keep Netflix. It is one of the services, like we don't pay for cable. And my husband might not watch Netflix as much, but I don't know, maybe I'm old school or something, but I really like some of the shows that Netflix has on there, and there's some that keep coming out, so I'm gonna continue with that. I've got internet as well on the 18th. And let me know in the comments what kind of shows you guys like to watch on your streaming services. I am kind of like all over the place. I love sci-fi. I love suspense. I really like the shows that have the twists and turns in them. What's the one that we're watching right now on Netflix? I think it's called Fool Me Once. And I would, if it was up to me, I'd binge watch it, but my husband and I are watching it together, so I have to keep waiting, and like we get through one episode, I'm like, what is happening? I need to continue so I know what's going on. But I'm trying to be good and wait for him to be available to watch it with me so that we can both know what's happening. But shows like that just like reel me in, and I just want to sit and binge watch them. But I know that that's not probably the best way to do things, but... And I love a good rom-com once in a while, you know, got to throw a little humor and feel goods in there. I don't know if, I'm hoping that it's drowned out, but it is, the weather here in my area today is terrible. So it snowed overnight, and now currently it is raining and really windy, and I can just hear the rain pelting the house, and sometimes the wind is so strong you can feel it in the house. Thankfully it's not too cold here today. Oh, I missed Telus on the 15th, but anyway. Excuse me. And this one is higher than it normally is. I had explained in a previous video that our contract was up in November for our phones. And so we could either return them and upgrade our phones, or we could, there's like the buyback program or whatever. And we chose to keep our phones, but that meant that we had a pay amount that we had to pay off, an outstanding amount. So that put our normal bill, which is normally $148 a month, up to $500 and something. So we've been paying on it since the first of the month. We're just going to pay on it every week, every pay, and then by the end of the month that will be done. And it's due on the 28th, I think, so that would align up. We will be finished paying it off on time. We have our oil. We have auto deliver for our oil. Oh, I really put these out of order, but I don't really think it matters. I think as long as it's all listed here, that's the main thing. And I don't know about whatever the prices are in your area, wherever you are, but the cost of heating our home has significantly gone up in the last 3 years since we moved in. Like, we had oil delivered in November, and it was like almost $900. And what did they say they delivered for liters? I can't remember what it had said on our bill for our liters, but then literally on the 19th of December, we had another fill up on our tank, and it was another $600 and some dollars. And I was just like, how? We haven't used that much oil, but the price had gone up that much in that time difference, that even though we had significantly less oil delivered, we only paid like $175 less than what the month before had been. So, oh, and tomorrow I always transfer my husband's spending money to him on the payday. So tomorrow I will transfer to his personal checking account his spending money, which is $50. So then let's add this up so we know where we're at and what we got left to work with. Oh, wow, that is not right. So that brings us to a grand total of $1,406.52. So that gives us a difference of $707.06 as our leftover. Let's make sure that adds up properly before we continue. To 113.58 exactly. 70706. All right, so we are going to do groceries, gas, pet care, eating out, Jillian, which is my spending money, household, and miscellaneous, and entertainment. So on this one, I am going to write out what I budgeted, and then I will write out the actual, because there are going to be some differences because we only have $700 left to work with. And there are some things on this list that aren't necessarily a priority. Our groceries, we're going to budget 100 and it is going to stay 100. I don't ever reduce our groceries. Our gas is going to be 75 and it is going to get 75. Pet care is budgeted for 50, but it's actually only going to get 30 because there is a good amount in there right now and we're not due to buy pet food this week. So I think I can handle only putting 30 in it this time. Eating out is budgeted for 50 and I am going to put 50 in there because we've discovered that even just for my husband and I to get a meal out, $50 sometimes barely covers it. So, and I want to have some, like if our nieces or nephews are with us, I want to be able to have that money allocated, that if there's more than just the two of us, that we can handle it. My spending is 50 and I'll get 50. Household is allocated for 20. It is actually going to get 10 this week. Miscellaneous is budgeted for 20. It is going to get 10. Entertainment is budgeted for 10 and it is going to get 0. So where does that leave us? $325. It's $382 left over, and you'll notice that I dropped off the 6 cents. I'm not going to count that in. I'm not going to take out 6 cents from the bank and put in anything. So I'll leave the 6 cents in the bank account. It can earn interest. So we'll have $382 left over. I have already added up what I want to put in my monthly challenge, and it is $75. That's what I've budgeted, and that is actually what I'm going to put in. So then we've got vehicle maintenance. Oh shoot, that's not where that goes. Vehicle maintenance is 25. Memberships is 10. I'm just writing out what's budgeted right now, and then I'll figure out what we're actually going to put in things here in a minute. Home reno is budgeted for 45. Anniversary is 20. Travel is 50. Christmas is 30. Birthdays is 15. Mother's Day and Father's Day are both going to get 5. Okay, so let's add this up and see what it actually is. So this is 205 and we have 382 left. So that leaves $177. So if I put 75 into this, that leaves, should be $102 to put into extra debt. So I would like to have a little bit more to put on debt. So this is how I'm going to handle this. I'm going to put 25 in vehicle maintenance because that is important. I am not going to put anything in memberships because the next membership withdraw from our envelope will be November. So I have time to make up for that. Home reno is 45. I am going to put 40 in there because we had to pay a service call to our furnace last week on the weekend. So I want to I don't want to deplete this too much. I do want to have a little bit of money in there. Anniversary is 20. I'm going to put 15 in there. Travel is 50. I am going to keep the 50. Christmas is going to stay at 30. Birthdays is going to get 5. Mother's Day will get 5. And Father's Day will get 5. And that leaves us with at 175. I think I added that right. 5, 5, 5, 30. 175. Okay, so then from 382, that leaves 207 minus 75 is 132. Alrighty. So this is going to go on my Capital One card. What had I originally hoped for? I had originally hoped to put 150 on it. I'm going to put 132. All right. I had also hoped to have some money to put on my Visa. I had hoped for 150 there as well, but it's getting 0. But to make up for that, what I will do is at the end of the month, each month, my monthly challenge adds up to $500. So because in our checking account or our bills account, we already have $1,000 buffer there in case something was to happen. My plan is to take the $500 and put it on extra debt at the end of the month, whether it be the Visa or the Capital One. There's a smaller amount owing on the Capital One, so our plan was to hopefully pay that off first and then roll everything that we were paying on it over into the Visa and pay it off and go from there. So this is my plan for tomorrow's paycheck. So we've put $75 into savings and we have nothing left over. So now I need to determine my cash breakdown. So I usually like to take a photo of it, but I'm actually recording on my phone today. So bear with me. I'm gonna use my work phone. And then I won't have to worry about flipping back and forth. I just want to make sure that all right, focus, Jillian. January 11th. The categories we need to stuff are groceries, 100, gas, 75, pet care, 30, eating out, 50, my spending, 50, household, 10, miscellaneous, 10. Then we have vehicle maintenance, 25, memberships. Oh no, I'm not stuffing that one. So this is actually home reno, which is basically our home fund, like our household fund. And I shouldn't call it household because we actually have a household, and household covers anything such as like paper towel, toilet paper, anything like that. But like the home reno is more like a home reno, home maintenance fund, if you will. Because yes, there are some things that we need to do with the house, renovation wise. There's still some rooms that have horrendous colors from the previous owner. Like our bedroom has a bright red wall in it. I hate it, but it's not a priority because people don't see that room. My husband and I are the only ones that see that room. So it's kind of last on our list of things to be done. Our kitchen, oh my gosh, our kitchen needs to be painted so bad. It's got patches all over it from the previous owners, and I'm pretty sure our house was a rental prior to us living in it, and there's holes everywhere on the walls. So we just need to patch it and get it painted. So it's kind of like a home renovation, home maintenance fund, if you will. And then we've got anniversary is 15. Travel is 50. Christmas is 30. Birthdays is 5. Mother's Day is 5. And Father's Day is 5. And then we've got monthly challenge. I think somebody's at my door. Is 75. Okay, bear with me, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. There was somebody at my door. Parents are dropping off their dog because they're going away. So we're dog sitting for a little while, so had to deal with that. So we're back. So let's add up what we need to take from the bank. 575 is what we will be cash stuffing. So we are going to do 5 20s, 60, 75, 20, 30, 40, 50, 40, 50, 10, 10, 25, 40, 15, 50, 30, 5, 5, 5, and 60, 75. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. Should be 400. And 1 is 50. So 35 plus 90 plus 400 plus 50, 575. Okay, so I'll go to the bank tomorrow, we'll take out that amount of money, and I will film a cash stuffing tomorrow for $575. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you on the next video.